Hello and welcome to the Soul Structuring Alchemy series. In this series, we will be working with different techniques to structure our body so that we can embody the soul. The pages used here are all available for download on our download site at payhip.com/soulstructuring. Today, we will be putting together our book and creating our first bind rune and creating a mini book. Now is a good time to pause the video and head on over to the download site. In addition to the download pages, you will need a binder, hole punch, index cards, and markers or paint if you want. Okay, let's start building our binder. So grab the cover page, and if you have a little sleeve in the front, then you can just slip it in underneath the clear plastic, or you can paste it to the front of your binder. Okay, and now punch a hole in your 4 basic directions, or have it already done. Just showing you what they look like. I believe it's 9 pages for the directions. And then we're just going to pop them in the binder. Okay, your binder is now built and ready. Let's put that to the side and get to work on the bind rune. Okay, so you're going to need your runes. My runes are in here. And a rune book is helpful, or an online app for it. And then the page for building your bind rune. And this is available in the downloads as well if you want, or just follow along with a blank page. Now, 3 circles up top will be for the 3 runes that we are grabbing. So we're setting our intention here, asking the runes what we need most today. And then we start to grab them and place them on here. So these, you cannot see the runes, it's all black. So these are all hidden energies, so working under the surface. The runes that we got were Tiwaz, Thurisas, and Gibo. Another thing to take note of is the directions in which they are facing. So Tiwaz and Thurisas are all facing east, and Gibo is facing west. So here I'm just writing the runes in the little circles so that I have it on the paper. So the first rune, Tiwaz, will be going in the first rune section in the 3 circles. And we're going to look that one up in the book. So what I'm doing is looking for what feels right inside. Once I have that meaning, I write it down, which was just a law and justice. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's a little. But that's the only thing that stuck out, which was kind of difficult for this one to find it. Okay, let's do the same for the second rune, the Thurisas, which the only thing that stuck out here was love magic. So I wrote that in the circle. And now let's do the same thing for Gibo, which I got sacred sexual expression. So I wrote that down. It is important to note that each book is going to have its own definition. And as you work with the runes more, you're going to have your own definition. If you notice, I have written little marks into my book of definitions that I have. And we'll be working on definition pages for this book as well. But for right now, this is what we got. If you have your own book and different definitions that you want to use, then totally go for that. It's what feels right to you. This is what felt right to me, which may not be right for you. So use your intuition on it. Okay, so now we're moving on to the directions. So I'm writing what each direction is. If you see on the outer circle, there's 3rd direction, 2nd direction, and 1st direction up top. So I'm just writing what those directions are for the runes so that we can look into it and add this to our affirmation. So we're going to pull out our binder again with the directions. And we're going to look in there for the same process. What feels right? There's a lot of information here, and not all of it is going to be added every single time. So you got to feel what's right with your intuition. So go ahead and look through it. First off, we're going to do east and see what feels right. For me, what felt right was clearing the black heart, inorganic heart brain. So I wrote that down for the first rune, Tiwaz. Now, although Therisas and Tiwaz have the same direction, I did not get the same meaning for them, so you got to watch out for that too. For the meaning for Therisas, I got main communication center for Avatar for the east. And then for the west, for Gibo, I got demonic creatures must be evicted and to embody authentic ascended masters. So look through it and see what you get. Okay, now that we have all of the meanings for the runes and the directions, we can write the affirmation, which you just take all the information and put it into coherent sentences or thereabouts. So what I got was Tiwaz bringing in the law of justice in the east, clearing black heart and inorganic heart brain. So that's the first rune. The second rune, Therisas, bringing in love magic in the east with the main communication center for the avatar. So the avatar is the avatar self, the 12th dimension. And then Gibo being the third rune, we plugged in Gibo with the sacred sexual expression in the west, evicting demonic creatures to embody authentic ascended masters. So basically, this bind rune is going to clear the black heart, so that's like negative ego type stuff and all of that blackness of not caring and no empathy. And then it's bringing in compassion and everything and hooking up your brain and your heart to each other. And then it's going to use love magic to set up the communication center for the avatar. So when you're in the sacred love making, you will be able to communicate with your avatar self, which is kind of a lovely loophole if you can actually get to that sacred expression part. And then Gibo again is playing into the sacred sexual expression, which will be evicting demonic creatures. Now this can be done through orgasmic expression in the sacred way. With the female, she has a portal that can evict the creatures. And then this is to embody the authentic ascended master within yourself, this level within yourself. Okay, feel free to pause the video if you're not done writing down the affirmation and write that down. And next, this big blank spot in the back of your page is for constructing your bind rune. So if you notice, I'm writing down the runes as they were drawn so that I can see how they're going in the bind rune. So I'm not going to change the direction. I'm going to leave them that way because we are using the directions in the affirmation. If you want to skip all the directional stuff, then you can move the runes wherever you want. Okay, so I try a few different ways that feel like it might be right, and then eventually I find the one that I like, which is kind of an arrow thing, and I thought that was fitting for a directional thing. And the arrow is to the east, which is bringing in the correction of the black heart and the communication center. And then it's followed by the eviction of demonics and then the ascended master embodiment. So I thought that really fit well. So that's the one that I decided on. You can have a different bind rune. Play around with it on the back of the page and see what you like. And then you can write it in the little section in the middle so that you have your bind rune so you can see it. Now, after we have constructed the bind rune and gotten the affirmation, we can see what in the world this rune is actually about. Now, if you have a general purpose that you're drawing for, you're going to do this part up top first, but we just kind of let it tell us what the rune was about. So we're going to name this one Love Magic number 1 because there are a lot of love magic runes that come up, so I'm just labeling it number 1. And then the date, and which is today's the 26th of December. For me, I don't know what it is for you. And then the purpose. So just a general description of what this is for. So I just said, use law to embody authentic ascended master with love magic. I thought that was pretty much a gist of what it is doing. Okay, pop that page in the binder and grab your index card for the tiny bookmaking. So all we're doing on this is writing on the lined part the rune and the affirmation. And then we're going to fold her up into a tiny little book and then color the book how you want. Write the name of the bind rune on there and put it on a tiny bookshelf, I guess, or put it in your binder. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Find us on Instagram and find us on TikTok and on our WordPress blog. All right, have a great day. Bye.
I'm turning my pain into peace, my heartbreak into hope, my struggle into strength, and my fear into faith.